Yeah, the basic idea of the session was to take the connected health element, the digital health sometimes it's called, and figure out how we can get all the research, the brilliant research that goes on, to actually eventually benefit some real people on the ground. Because often research seems to be done for research's sake. And we had great examples from Scotland, from Estonia, and from Northern Ireland of real products and services that come out of the research. And that's the push we want to make. Yes, I mean, one particular example is Northern Ireland itself is very famous for the area of cardiology. It was the place where the first mobile defibrillator was invented. Many people wouldn't know that. That then saved many, many lives, including one of my brother's lives, because they put the defibrillator into an ambulance. Now, when you look at the photograph of it, it looks really Heath Robinson. But the fact is, the cardiac ambulance came to his home. And it saved his life, because by the time he would have got to hospital in an ordinary ambulance, he would have died. So these are the examples where, and that is now being obviously moved on by the University of Ulster and Professor Jim McLaughlin, and they now sell hand-sized defibrillators in Walmart in the States, as an example. So it's already saved many, many, many lives. And that's a practical example of where you can, as long as you're focused on the need, which is people, not the need of a researcher. I think that it's already happening. What you have to do is accelerate it, and you do that by doing what we do in our ECH Alliance, which is to connect the academics with the startups, the SMEs and the global players. And of course you've got to bring in the people who pay, the payers and the providers. And we run an organisation across the whole of Europe where we would run 140 meetings a year in Europe to connect those different parts, some people call them silos, and at least get the silos into the same room. And gradually the silos break down when they realise someone else is not a threat, but actually could help them and accelerate their work. And a bit of funding from the European Commission and other funding agencies accelerates that process. That allows you to take the defibrillator idea, or many other ideas, from one place to another. And one of the speakers was talking about medicines optimization, getting people to remember to take their medication and therefore reduce the number of people who are rushed to hospital. He now does a roadshow, literally a roadshow, around what we call our ecosystems across Europe, and says, here's what we did in Northern Ireland. It may not work exactly in your country, but here are the principles, here's the successes, and by the way, here are the mistakes we made. Don't make the same ones. And that has meant that he's now doing business in Poland, in Serbia, in Norway, and the Netherlands in the space of 18 months of it working here in Northern Ireland. So that's what we try to push out, the real examples.